Yeah.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
How's it going?
Tonight,
Very
no
well.
gringos. Liana's
No?
busy. Chuck is busy. So tonight is only us.
Okay, goodbye.
Gringos tonight.
So goodbye.
My wife says that I think I'm a gringo, that I'm very chiflao. So it's okay. Chiflao gringo now. All right. So how are you tonight? How are you doing? Doing good?
I'm doing well, Fab.
Doing well? Excellent. Yeah, that's better. It's better to say doing well. Doing good is only something that is reserved to one single person in the universe, Superman. Superman does good. We just do well. Okay, just remember that. So we were here last time. Frighteningly good reads. And those were knockoffs or rip-offs of the Goosebumps series, obviously. Knee knockers, not the Goosebumps. They were the spine tinglers, right? Yeah, the spine ticklers, sorry. Knee knockers, rib tinglers, and all that. Okay, so this is Wimpy Kid at his best. And we're here now. Next page. It feels like these scary books just came out of nowhere. The last series that was really popular at my school was the Underpants Bandits books, but those are yesterday's news now. In fact, I saw a kid walking down the hall with an Underpants Bandits book earlier this week, and an 8th grader gave him an atomic wedgie. New vocabulary, guys, new vocab. New vocab. What do you see? What do you see? What do you know? What don't you know?
Come out is to go outside.
Yeah, came out is were printed, came out in the market, they're in stores. Okay, when something comes out, it becomes available to people. Okay, let's imagine that, for example, there is a new shampoo that helps you grow hair, but this time is true. Yeah, and it's going to come out next month. So next month, I'm going to buy 20 bottles. Yeah. Come out is to be available at the store, to be commercially available. Come out.
Appear. As in appear.
Exactly.
And nowhere.
Oh, yes. That came out of nowhere. By the way, yeah. Sorry. That is like appear just like that. Surprisingly. Out of nowhere means surprisingly. Yeah. Say, where did that come from? I don't understand. You know, it's surprisingly came out of nowhere. Just remember that just is just you know, a filler in English. A muletilla, a filler. Okay. The last series. Remember that series is one of those words that is tricky because it's both singular and plural. 1 series, 2 series, 3 series, 4. Series always. The last series that was really popular at my school was the Underpants Bandits books. That's just the name of the series, Underpants Bandits. But those are yesterday's news. Yesterday's news is, you know, this is popularized in a song, salsa song. Tu amor es un periódico de ayer. right? Remember?
Yeah, excellent.
So nobody wants to read it now. It's like all news, right? Yesterday's news, like nobody cares. That's what it means.
How dance you this song?
What?
How
How do I
dance?
dance?
Yeah.
Oh, very
how can
close. Very
Exactly.
close. And I caress the hair of the lady,
Exactly.
grab her by the waist line and here and just go like this.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if he's
It doesn't matter if I'm stepping on her toes.
Is quickly the rhythm.
Oh no,
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Just the shoes every time.
Exactly. Up tight, you know, like close and tight, tightly close, tight and close, close and tight. Yesterday's news doesn't matter anymore. For example, I asked one of you, hey, what happened to your friend, and you don't talk to this person anymore? Yesterday's news. Something that doesn't matter anymore is yesterday's news.
It's out of fashion.
It's out of fashion or even out of your mind. You don't worry, you don't think about this anymore. Okay? It applies to things that you don't care about or people also. You know, like, hey, what happened to Andres? And then you say, oh, it's yesterday's news. I don't know. In fact, nice transition. You know this, right? In Spanish, de hecho. In fact, I saw a kid walking down the hall. Okay. In fact, is an explanatory transition. In fact, I saw a kid walking down the hall with an underpants bandits book earlier this week. Okay. In Spanish, esta semana is enough. In Spanish, we don't use this. This phrase doesn't exist in Spanish. Más temprano esta semana. Quizás al principio de la semana. And in English, earlier this week. That's it. And an 8th grader, this is a person, a kid that is in the 8th grade, an 8th grader, right? Gave him an atomic wedgie. A wedgie is a very sadical thing, right? It's they grab your underpants, your briefs, your boxers, yeah? They grab them and they pull them up. So the wedgie,
Calzón chino.
right?
Calzón chino.
Calzón chino se llama. I didn't know. Yeah. And atomic is that they do it until it breaks. Yeah, an atomic wedgie. I mean, really, you know, pull the pants out.
That's that will be common in United States. The wedgie, this practice in the school, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes. I guess I don't know anymore because now everybody is offended. Everything is racism. Everything is blah, blah, blah. But in the past, yeah, there were many things, wedgies, swirlies, many things. A swirly was that they grabbed you, yeah, and they put your head in the bowl of the toilet, your head, and then they flushed. So you got a swirly.
No.
That's terrible, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, kids can be very cruel in America or in Colombia. Here, what was very common a couple of years ago was el tortugazo. That they took a kid's bag or whatever and empty it. El tortugazo. I don't know. Kids can be cruel.
Yeah, but this affect the
Psychology.
no psychology, no, the mochila, the back, what is the word?
The backpack.
The backpack. No, the person.
Okay.
This affect the person.
Well, psychologically, yes. Emotionally.
Maybe in Colombia drop figures in the books and
Oh
the
yeah,
notebooks.
penises is the most common, right?
Yes,
They
I
did that to
remember.
Juanita a couple of weeks ago. They draw penises on her book, and
Yeah,
my wife was super angry. Yeah. And she went to the school and she talked to the teachers and they found the kids that did it. Oh my God, it was a whole show. Yeah. Who wants to read this? Who wants to read this? Guys, who wants to read? I listen to you.
the most old of the grow,
The
You
oldest.
called someone.
the oldest.
The alpha male. Juan Carlos, read. You are the alpha male in this group, my friend. Yeah.
So, I feels like this.
Ooh, come back. Start over.
Where
No, start over. Start from the beginning.
okay. It feels like these scary books just came out of nowhere. The last series that were really popular at my school was the Underpants Bandits books. But those are yesterday's news now. In fact, I saw a kid walking down the hall with the Underpants Bandits books earlier this week, and the 8th grader gave him an atomic wedgie.
Okay. Very nice. I like the pronunciation here. Grader.
Grader.
And something here. Read this again.
It feels like this carry.
These carry. Yeah, don't separate. These carry. These scary books. It feels like these scary books just came out of nowhere, right? There you go. These scary. All together. Okay. And scream. Okay. And it says here, I'm not usually a big fan of scary stories because when I read them, I end up having nightmares. But Raul is even more of a chicken than I am because all the books he picked out were from the Spine Ticklers Junior series, which are supposed to be for kindergartners. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Nightmares.
Nightmares. Yes, nightmares. Those are good. Those are scary dreams. Scary dreams, like when you dream about death, monsters,
Freddy Krueger.
somebody running after you.
When you are dreaming with Chucky.
Chucky, yes, that's the worst thing ever, you know, like Chucky, the toy, you know.
Well, that's the old school. Because now
Nightmare.
the younger are
Annabelle,
talking
right?
about
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Yeah, sometimes you watch those movies and you have nightmares. I was having nightmares last week. I don't remember what, but terrible nightmares. Like I had to wake up. I think that somebody came to kill me and I'm like, no way, I'm waking up. And I woke up. Every time they're going to kill me, I wake up. I have that power and I wake up. And I'm not scared because I'm like, oh, it was just a dream. I go back to bed. All right. So I like always this.
Another nightmare that I remember is when you feel that fall down in the.
Oh, that's the worst thing,
so,
falling down.
So falling down is so complicated because the time when you feel that is the crank,
you jump. You jump in bed. Yeah, sometimes
Teacher, one time I listened that kind of dream when you are dreaming like I'm falling so deep. This is like a sign off for your brain because your brain I trying to tell you hey, you had stopping. You had stopped to breathing. So now it's like we are dying. So come on.
Interesting.
Yeah, you have to
Interesting.
wake up.
It's a signal. Interesting. And the worst kind of dream is the dream that you love. You're having fun. You're like, you know, whatever, you know, I don't know what you're having absolute fun. The typical dream is you are dreaming about a beautiful girl, you're in love and blah, and then you wake up and then you want to go back to, no, you can't. That's the worst dream. Okay, how do you pronounce this word? Dianita.
Usually.
Usually, muy bien, usually, that's it, usually. I'm not usually a big fan. What is to be a big fan of something? Eddie. Is Eddie here? I think Eddie's eating mazamorra. How about Elizabeth? Liz Walsh, what is the meaning of to be a big fan of something?
Something that like me a lot.
That you like very much, correct. What are you a big fan of, Liz? I'm a big fan of my bed, for example. If you like your bed a lot, I like I'm a huge fan of my bed. Sometimes when it is like, oh, Daddy, can you tell me a story? And sometimes I fall asleep. I wake up the next morning, I feel like I was hit by a train. I can't sleep in other beds. I don't get the same rest. But when I sleep on my bed, oh, it's great. I'm a big fan of my bed. What are you a big fan of, Liz?
No, I can remember not.
Are you a big fan of Sundays? No, you don't like him?
I love.
Are you a big fan of smoothies?
I
Are you a
was
big fan
that-
of green tea, coffee?
That since I live here, I am a big fan to eat arepas.
Oh, you're a big fan of arepas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those for Nancy, who doesn't know, is like a tortilla. But it's a rigid tortilla, it's more rigid. And we toast it. And then it's toasty and it's very boring actually. We just put butter on top and that's it. That's normal. Or butter and cheese. That's also normal. Or yeah, we can put lots of things on it, but traditionally just butter and cheese normally. It's like a very common thing. So it's very bland, but we love it for breakfast. Except Luis Alberto, who's not from Antioquia. Yeah, Luis might like something else, you know, like I don't know, calentado.
But I like the arepa. What do you say? I don't listen.
Oh, because you're caleño, so I don't know.
Teacher, but the arepas are they made by corn or?
Just corn, yeah. Just grind the corn and that's it. We make patties and then we grill them.
We have something like that. We call it gorditas. But
Gordita.
you can put into them.
Inside, yes.
Sorry.
Here's on top.
Inside.
Here's a topping.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's inside.
We
So you
meet.
can put chicharrón or maybe you can put cheese.
guacamole.
And also you can put on top? On the top. On the top, yeah. You can
And
put
cheese.
nopales, cilantro,
Mm.
and sauce.
I am
Spicy
hungry
sauce.
again. I
Boring.
am hungry
This
again.
this class became very boring. Because I want a gordita right now, but they don't sell gorditas here. But the closest would be maybe arepa venezolana, which is also rellena, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Anyway, but Rauli's even more of a chicken. What is that? A chicken.
Mm,
A younger, like Luis Alberto, exactly.
A
a chicken.
chicken
A chicken is.
is a gallina.
Yeah.
That you're not.
No,
Crazy.
okay. I confused because I thought really it was.
No, chicken in this case is not pollo. Chicken
Remember.
is gallina. That
Remember
you're
the movie?
crazy.
Remember the movie? The little chicken. The little
Coward.
chicken. No.
It's a coward. So
It's a coward. That's right.
coward.
A coward is a chicken. So pay attention, more of a chicken than I am.
I apologize from
comparison
Luis
we did.
Alberto because
Teacher,
I just mentioned about the younger.
that Mr. the explain power enough.
Where is that?
Is about a chicken.
Chicken that I am because of from the.
I read them. I end up having nightmares. It's before my nightmares.
So what do you want me to go
In
over?
the second line.
What exactly?
Pick it
In
out.
the second line, at the middle.
Picked out?
Pick that.
No, enough. I enough.
Where? I'm completely lost.
I enough.
Maybe read to.
Exactly.
Yeah, read. You read the whole thing and stop where you find it.
Okay. I'm not usually a big fan of scary stories because when I read them, I end up having nightmares. I have to stop it. You know?
End up?
Sorry.
End up?
Yeah.
Okay, end up. What is that?
And
Finishing.
Is to end in something, but normally something unexpected. Or maybe something also that you don't want to happen. Yeah?
como terminé con pesadillas.
Exactly. Or, for example, something you don't want to happen for whatever reason. For example, oh, I don't want to go to Nancy's house. Why? Because I always end up eating like 20 gorditas. She keeps giving me gorditas and I keep eating them. So I'm going to become a fatso. Right?
There is a song, no, teacher, that say, and
I think
no?
it's and I.
Is that is different?
Right? And I. Oh no, that's not Celine Dion. That's Whitney Houston, right?
Yeah, Whitney Houston. And
We'll always go
what
on.
said she?
And I.
And I?
And
Can you,
I.
and I.
Only that, yes,
okay.
it links. And I. End up also links the same way.
Okay.
All right. What is to pick out? What is that, Juan Carlos? Pick out.
Choose or select.
Choose or select. Good job. Yes, remember that it's better to use phrasal verbs. Pick out. Picked out. Picked out. Here the linking is tout. Tout. Picked out.
Picked out.
Picked out, yeah. And which are supposed to be for kindergartners. Yes. Okay. Remember that when you describe something, you can follow it up with which. That's it. And then you can describe that something, which are supposed to be for kindergartners. In this case. All right. Ooh. Scaredy cat.
What mean
Scaredy
speed
cat?
ticklers?
Oh, spine ticklers is you know, like the spine is la columna vertebral. Tickler is hacer cosquilla. See, so I don't know how to translate that, like cosquilleos de la espina dorsal. Columna cosquillas, I don't know. Cosquilla columnas.
Plus junior.
Spine ticklers is the name of a collection of books for kids, horror stories. So that's the spine ticklers, como que te da escalofríos en la espina dorsal, te para los pelos.
So something looks like the goosebumps. The goosebumps.
Like goosebumps, exactly,
goosebumps.
escalofríos. And scaredy cat is another expression for chicken. Somebody who's a coward. Scaredy cat. Oh, you're a scaredy cat. You're chicken. The same. Scaredy cat and the haunted house. Pay attention how you pronounce AU. Haunted house.
Haunted house.
That would be a house full of spooks. A spook is anything that scares you. like a ghost, an apparition,
Monster,
something that moves on its own,
monster,
monsters, goblins, etc. Anything that is terrible is called a spook. So when something is spooky, is full of spooks. Boo. You know? There you go. And he says here, at least I'm brave enough for the real stuff. One of the books I bought is about this guy who gets frozen and then wakes up in the future. Spine ticklers. Wake me up in the year 3000. All right, Liz, can you read this?
At least I am brave enough for the real stuff. One of the books I bought is about this guy who gets frozen and they wakes up in the future.
Wakes up in the future. Read this again, Liz.
I bought.
Yeah, bought. It kind of opens, bought. Or you can say this, bought. You can open a huge, tongue goes to the back a little bit, then you drop your jaw, or you can do this. Oh,
I
bought. You can say bought, or you can say bought. I bought this. I bought is about this guy who gets frozen. Any questions here? Or everything hunky-dory?
Bow, the pronunciation is bulk. Bulk.
This one?
Yeah, bulk.
Okay, pay attention to something. This here doesn't sound. Just bought. Bought.
But.
Bought. The O and the U sound like this. O or like this. Ah.
But.
Bought.
But.
Bought.
But.
Remember, the GH doesn't sound, Luis. I think that you're trying to sound it. But.
But. But.
But. Okay, so that's what it is. Wakes up. Remember that here, this links, right? Wakes up. In fact, this here links as well. Okay? Sapin.
What's
Sapin. Sapin. Then wakes up in the future. Wake me up in the year 3000. Okay. I thought is the same pronunciation, thought. I thought it was just a bunch of science fiction. But Albert Sandy said he heard about this rich guy who's doing it for real. Liz, your turn.
I thought it was just a bunch of science fiction, but Albert Sandy said he heard about this rich guy who's doing it for real.
Exactly. Can you pronounce this again?
Science fiction.
You're saying this, science fiction. Do this, science fiction.
Science fiction.
Much better. And pronounce this again.
I thought.
Okay, we're going to open it more. Thought. Thought, or you can say this, thought.
I thought.
Exactly. One pronunciation for you guys to know is drop the jaw, tongue a little back, like you're going to bite into an apple. Thought. Thought. Another pronunciation is thought. Thought. Like you go oh and then relax. Oh. Oh. Thought. I thought. I say I thought. I thought it was just a bunch of science fiction, but blah, blah, blah. Next page. Albert said he saw this news report about an old billionaire who's really sick, and he paid a ton of money to freeze himself. Then in 100 years, he's going to get unfrozen. He's betting that by then, they'll know how to cure every disease, and he can go on living forever. Any questions there? Or everything clear?
No, teacher.
is
His video.
it's good to say the ton of money, the ton of
A ton of, yeah.
a ton of,
It's obviously hyperbole, but it's very
Yeah.
common colloquially, a ton of something.
a ton of something.
Like say, for example, I think that it was yesterday that I met Luis Carlos before everybody else came in. And he told me that he was very, very busy, that I couldn't believe it, right? Like I couldn't imagine, right? Right, Luis? You said that?
Sorry?
Yesterday, you told me that you were very, very, very busy, that I couldn't even imagine. Remember?
No, Luis Alberto,
Yeah.
Luis Alberto had a ton of work.
So Luis Alberto has a ton of work. That's right, a ton of work.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Yes, tell me, you don't understand what, Diana? What don't you understand, Diana?
A ton of.
A lot. But like this, Diana, a lot. Then you say a ton. It's like a tonelada. A ton of money, a ton of work. Yeah. For example, when you're folding clothes, cuando estás doblando ropa, que ya te he visto doblando ropa. I have a ton of clothes to fold. Yeah.
Gringo Zero will say it a ton or
Grocery.
I would say a shit ton,
a
A ton
check
of
ton.
shit.
fuck ton,
A ton of shit.
fuck ton of money. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that's terrible language. Don't learn this.
That's
Unlearn.
other class.
Delete.
That's
Yeah,
other class.
delete. Now, pay attention. Nancy was asking, he's betting. He's betting.
But it's
That's
for the
like-
verb bet.
Yeah,
Like
but it's the
I
same
bet
as
my
he's
life.
hoping. He's hoping.
Hoping. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But obviously his betting is a little bit more pushy. It is a figurative way of saying that he's putting his money on this, but it's figurative. It's not necessarily that he's putting money in, but he's taking a big risk. A big risk. He's getting frozen, so they can unfrozen him in the future because he trusts, he hopes, he trusts that then they're gonna know what to do. Cure every disease.
What mean, teacher? Sorry, he's betting.
He hopes. He
Hope?
trusts.
He expect.
Confía. He
Expects.
trusts. He expects. Yeah.
Okay.
But the word bet means to put money on something with the expectation of winning more money. Apostar. So in a way, it's the same as in Spanish when we say apuesto. O él apuesta que cuando, etc. In this case that we're talking hypothetically and it's completely spontaneous, there's no science behind this, we use the will. The future is with will to talk about hypotheses about the future that are not hard science, that are just something that we just thought about. Yeah? Will is for things that are completely spontaneous, you just thought about, is not hard science, I say. They'll know how to cure every disease. You can go on living forever. Go on living forever is continue living forever. Go on is the same as continue. All right. Oh, somebody read. How about David, Juan David Ursola? You want to read, buddy? Do you want to read this? Juan David?
Yes, teacher, no problem.
Go ahead.
Okay. Albert said he saw this news report about an old billionaire who's really sick, and he paid a ton of money to freeze himself. Then, in 100 years, he's gonna get unfrozen. He's betting that by then they'll know how to cure every disease and he can go on living forever.
Good job. Can you repeat this?
So,
Okay, so normally it's gonna go like this. Oh, and extended. Oh, saw. That's what happens with AU or AW, saw. Yeah, so Albert said he saw this news report about an old billionaire. He's really sick. Good job, Juan David. Let's continue here. This freezing thing sounds like a great plan to me. And if I strike it rich one day, I'm going to do the exact same thing. But I'm not going to wait till I'm old like that billionaire. Couple of interesting things, like, for example, the word thing. Yeah, it's a more simplistic way of saying, for example, oh, this freezing idea, this freezing concept. Yeah, is a more simple way of saying it. This freezing thing sounds like a great plan to me. Sounds like a great plan to me is a common way of observing something positively. Somebody says, hey, tomorrow in my house, gorditas and Corona with lime. I say, sounds like a great plan to me. It sounds exciting. I like it.
Strike it.
Strike it rich. If I strike it rich, is it if I become rich? If I strike it rich one day, is it if I become rich? Strike it rich is like going back to the times where you mined for gold. You know, chink, 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 and then chink, gold. You strike it rich. You become rich.
Maybe turn into.
What's that?
Turn into is another way to say become.
Yes, but it doesn't apply everywhere. I wouldn't say if I turned into a rich person, maybe. If I become rich, if I win the lottery, if I strike it rich, if I turn into a rich person, maybe. But it sounds less dramatic. I think that becoming rich calls for drama. That's why strike it rich.
This is apply like when you maybe you could be won the lotto.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You strike it one day, you become rich. It's sudden.
Strike es picar. Como picar.
Strike es pegar. Si le pego al premio gordo.
Hit.
Hit. Strike it rich one day. But pay attention. Strike it. Strike it. Don't forget. Strike it rich one day.
Teach, this is the like a baseball, strike one, strike.
Exactly.
No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But pay attention to this. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait. This is more of a plan. I'm not gonna wait until, right? I'm old like that billionaire. All right. How about Dianita? You read this part.
Okay. This resisting sound like a great plan to me. And if it strike it rich on day, I'm gonna do exactly same things, some things. But I'm not gonna wait it. I'm not like that billionaire.
Okay. Pay attention to a couple of words. You read very fluently. I like it, very fluently. But when you read fluently, sometimes there's going to be a sound here, a sound there that don't sound good. For example, here you said un. Reach one day or something. One day. One day. And here you said sam. Same thing.
Same thing.
Do the exact same thing is do the same. The exact is just for exaggeration. Well, or maybe drama. Like in Spanish, voy a hacer exactamente lo mismo. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Okay? I wouldn't do that. Just let me die. That's it. Right? Enough is enough. Can you imagine being married for 700 years? being married for 700 years. You want that? Yeah. Okay, good luck. It's like, how many years have you been together? 700. What? Yeah, no, not me. Let me die, right?
Rest in peace.
Let me get some peace. Yeah, rest in peace. Okay, pay attention. The way I see it is a transition, right? The way I see it, if you freeze yourself when you're too old, then when they unfreeze you in the future, you're gonna be too grumpy to have any fun. Get off my lawn. All right. Nancy, can you read this one?
Yeah, teacher. The way I see it, if you freeze yourself when you're too old, then when they unfreeze you, then when they unfreeze you in the future, you're gonna be too grumpy to have any fun. Get off my lawn.
Exactly, lawn. Remember, the A with the W sound, oh, lawn. Get off my lawn. And it's a big long pronunciation, lawn.
Get off my lawn.
You know, in Spanish, we would say, quítate de mi jardín, right? But remember, the garden, as we see it, the green space is the lawn. A garden is normally to grow veggies, to grow vegetables, like people that grow their own tomatoes, etc. That is a garden. But this right here, just for decoration and landscape, is called a lawn. Yeah, the front lawn, the backyard, front yard, backyard. Okay. So, if I win the lottery or something in the next few years, I'm going to use the money to buy myself a one-way ticket to the future. Okay, let's do this thing. Toss. Any questions? Or something.
No, to
Casts,
buy.
casts any doubt. I mean, casts some doubt, or sometimes it's also used for etc., etc. If I win the lottery, etc. Luis, you were saying what?
Yeah, what mean to buy myself on one way ticket to the future? What mean one way to ticket?
A
to the
one-way
future?
ticket means a ticket to go somewhere, for example, the future, without return.
Without.
Yes. Yeah, normally people buy a two-way ticket or a return ticket, which means a ticket to go there and a ticket to come back a few days later. Yeah. But a one-way ticket is a ticket without return, because that's your idea, not to come back.
A ticket without return.
Exactly. So if you buy yourself something, that means that you buy out of your pocket for you. Nobody buys it for you. You buy it for yourself. It's a reflexive. Okay. Como si me compro, dirías en español. En español tenemos muchos verbos reflexivos. Si me compro. Ahí la reflexibilidad está con me. Si me compro, if I buy myself in English. Pay attention to this. I mean, don't dismiss very fast. Use money, okay? Because normally we get fixed with a couple of combinations like spend money. If I spend my money, no. If I use the money, also think about that in that phrase. If I use the money, for example, what would you do if you won the lottery? Okay, I would use the money. I would use the money to buy me, I don't know, peace. I would travel a lot. I would use the money to travel a lot, definitely. I would use the money to take a sabbatical. 1 year that I don't do anything. Just go around the world, drink expensive wine, eat expensive food, enjoy landscapes. and do nothing. Literally, you know, like just, I wouldn't be busy taking pictures of me. Like, no, I would just probably leave my phone like Jesus Christ. Remember Jesus Christ? He was a baby. And then 33 years old, he appeared again. Nobody knows what happened in the middle. The same with me. It's like I will return when I'm 70. And like, hey, Fabian, you're back. What happened? Nothing. What do you mean? Nothing happened. I was here all the time. Yeah, disappear. No phone, nothing, just relax. Leave every day just like that. Do nothing, think nothing. Wake up, think nothing, do nothing. Enjoy the sky. That's it. That's what I would do with my money. Bernardo, what would you do if you won the lottery, my friend?
I think I will do the same thing. I would
Oh,
like
no,
to
you can't.
travel.
No, you don't have a portion of my dream. Yeah, typical student. Oh, the same.
No, yeah, teacher, I would like to travel a lot to different countries. It's one of my dreams.
Okay, now, since you went in that direction, which country would you go to first?
I don't know, I think will be USA, maybe.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn between France and Italy. I'm torn between those two.
Okay.
But definitely Europe. Yes.
Yeah, Europe is an interesting place to visit different countries.
Yeah, I don't know. My ignorance, because I haven't been to Europe yet. So, but Liz was in Europe recently, right? Liz, I saw the pictures. You went to France? Is that where you went?
Barcelona to Spain.
Oh, Barcelona. How was that?
Good. The food was delicious.
The food was delicious. Did you go to see the Gaudí things? The Familia, what is it? The Sagrada Familia and the park and the house and everything? Did you go into the house, the Gaudí house?
No, but I went to the Dalí museum. That it was his house, and it's interesting.
All right. Yeah, going to places is the best thing you can do, right, Liz? I mean, it really feeds your soul, I think, if you have that inclination. So yeah, I'm with Bernardo. Travel. If I won the lottery, I would pay attention, use the money. That's the whole thing. Steal that. I would use the money to buy this, to buy tickets to anywhere. Okay, let's do this thing. See, con todo, let's do this thing. Throwing money. Okay, and this is the next page. Pay attention. I'm not telling anyone about my plan, though. There is this jerk at our school named Philip Crivello, and his parents are rich. So if he gets the same idea as me, I could still be dealing with him 100 years from now. Yeah, we got a little stuck in that word. So if he gets the same idea as me, I could still be dealing with him 100 years from now. You wait yourself. Squirt, squirt. Okay. Who wants to read? Let me see who's here. David. How about Luis?
Okay, teacher.
Go ahead.
I'm not telling anyone. I'm not telling anyone about my plan. Though there is this jerk out. Sorry, teacher. I am. There's this jerk out school named Felix Scribero, and his parents are rich. So if he gets the same idea as me, I could still be dealing with him 100 years from now.
Yeah. There you go. So, what is jerk?
I think it's
Tonto.
an action,
Could
a
be
person.
tonto. Could be tonto. Could be, I don't know.
Idiot.
What, an idiot? What about in Mexico? What do you call someone who you hate?
Pendejo.
Pendejo, right?
Sí.
Ese pendejo. There's this jerk. Pay attention to the use of the word this for drama. If you say there is a jerk, it's not as powerful. Oh, there's this jerk. Step. Yeah, or whatever. At our school. Yeah. And these parents are rich. And this is him, Philip. Squirt, squirt. But, okay, pay attention to this word, but, and this word, though, the same. Got it? They're the same, lo mismo. But look at the position. Sentence, though, at the end. And here is the opposite, but, and then the sentence. For contrast. But I'm not sure if 100 years is far enough to go. By then, I'm sure I'll have a bunch of great nieces and nephews who need babysitting, and I'm not spending all that money just so I can change a bunch of dirty diapers in the future. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Teach rich. What is rich? In the la parte de arriba. Rich.
Rich, where is that?
Millonario, rich.
Oh, okay. Here? Here? This? Yeah, with money.
A ton
With
of
good
money.
money.
A ton of money.
With a ton of money. That's right. But I'm not sure if 100 years is far enough. Pay attention to something interesting about the metaphor of time in English. Time is the same, is similar to distance in English. Got it? That's why you can say far enough to go. Okay? Dirían ustedes lo suficientemente lejos. Yeah, because time and distance are both lines that extend, and they can be, you know, made analogous one to the other. So in a way, distance is a metaphor for time. That's why in English you ask how long. ¿Cuánto se demora? How long? Eso nos confunde a nosotros porque nosotros, ¿qué tan largo? I don't know. ¿Cierto? Y no te están preguntando qué tan largo, sino qué tanto se tarda. ¿Sí? Digamos que Luis trabaja en una sanduchería y le piden 10 sándwiches. Y le preguntan a Luis, how long? Y ahí Luis es como que no, depende usted cuánto lo pidió, de un pie o de no. No, how long? 10 minutes. All right, so pay attention. Yeah, far enough. ¿Qué tan lejos? O tan lejos. It's far enough to go. Si es lo suficientemente lejos para ir in the future. By then. Everybody understands this?
Por
That
ello,
means,
no.
that means like at that time, but it's another way to say it. Similar to Spanish, para entonces. See? By then, I'm sure. Okay, this is like when you're making predictions. By then. Okay? Para entonces. When you're making
Teacher.
predictions about the future. Yes, Nancy.
What was the expression? The synonymous expression by then?
By that time.
At the time. At time or at the time?
By that time.
By that time.
Or if you want, at that time. But by that time is a little bit more forceful, a little bit more emphatic, a little bit more powerful, I guess. A little bit more pushy. Okay. So when you say by then, is a little bit more urgent, a little bit more trustworthy, a little bit more for sure, maybe, at least in your mind. Okay. For example, you tell your daughter, okay, sweetie, I'm going to the store. When I come back, we will go to the church. So you can say at that time, when I return at that time, you need to be ready. But if you want to be a little bit more forceful and emphatic, you can say, darling, I'm going to the store. When I come back, we're going to the church. So by then, please be ready. Okay. So that by is a little bit more final, a little bit more forceful, a little bit more definite, at least in your mind, in the mind of the person that speaks with that word, with that phrase. Okay. By then, I'm sure. That's why the Wimpy says, by then, I'm sure. You know, that combination is important. It reveals the attitude of the speaker, right? By then, I'm sure I'll have a bunch of great nieces and nephews. Does everybody know that? Great nieces and great nephews. You know what that means? I bet you don't. Apuesto que no saben.
Something like descendants.
Yeah, pero exactamente. Yo creo que eso no existe en español, ¿o sí? Ustedes han escuchado la expresión tía abuela.
Sí.
¿Sí? En inglés se dice great aunt. Todo lo que ya pasa a la generación, a la próxima de arriba, o sea, los más viejos, eso los llamamos abuelos. En todos los casos, tía abuela, tío abuelo. Pero hasta ahí he escuchado, yo nunca he escuchado, por ejemplo, de sobrinos nietos. Nunca había escuchado eso en español. No sé si ustedes. Ve, el sobrino nieto de ella vino. El nieto sobrino.
Sobrino.
Juan
Raro.
Carlos.
Juan Carlos tiene sobrino nieto. Es sobrino nieto.
No, ya solo se les dice por respeto, ¿no? Es su nieto o su nieta, hasta ahí, ¿no?
El chino, diría Dianita. Vea ese chino. Eso. En inglés existe el great uncle and great aunt, que son los tíos abuelos, pero también existen el great niece and great nephew, que serían los sobrinos nietos. O sea, sobrinos de segunda generación. ¿Sí? Porque nosotros tenemos primos segundos, primos terceros, existen, ¿cierto? ¿Usted tiene primatía? Ah, bueno. Juanita salió más avispada, tiene primatía. Para una enfermedad, primatía. All right. Anybody knows dirty diapers? What's that?
Yeah.
This is
No,
the
that was about
age for a baby.
Something younger people make
When
every day.
you have a baby, you have
when you have a baby, you know. A ton
of dirty.
A ton of dirty
Oh,
diapers.
shit.
I remember with Juanita, I had this joke when she was a baby, and she laughed it up every time I did it. Every morning I would go, and it was obvious that I needed to do this because she peed a ton at night, right? So I would go, and she's looking at me like, and I would go and I would change her diaper, right? When she was a baby. And I would always do the same thing. It was a ritual. I would just pick it up high and wait for her to look at me, and then I would let it drop. Like, and it would go like, and she would be like, do you remember, Juanita? Yeah, que ya se acuerda. All right. All right, careful. Don't fall. All right, so yeah, so we used to do that, remember? Just pick it up high. And it was always the sound that cracked her up. Cuando pegaba el golpe, ahí era que le daba risa. Because it was hard.
Oh my gosh.
A ton of pee. Right, Juanis? A ton of pee. There you go. All right, so there you go. Did you read this? Anybody?
No.
No? No? Okay, so then how about Let me see who else. Bernardo, you want to read this, buddy?
Okay, teacher.
Go ahead.
But I'm not sure if 100 years is far enough to go. By then, I'm sure I'll have a bunch of great nieces and nephews who need babysitting. And I'm not spending all that money just so I can change a bunch of dirty diapers in the future.
In the future, this
In the
T sounds
future.
like a future. Yeah.
Future.
How would we say this?
All that money just so I can change.
And how would we say that in Spanish?
Solo para
Ya, solo
cambiar
para.
de pañales.
Solo para, o no sé. Yo no me iba a gastar toda esa plata simplemente para cambiar pañales.
Yeah.
Sí, ok. Dice simplemente para, just so I can. In English, you need to use the can. Doesn't translate into Spanish, though. Simplemente para cambiar. En español no decimos para poder cambiar, pero esta combinación sí es importante tenerla en cuenta. Para el inglés, esto sí tiene que existir siempre así. So I can. So she can. So you can. Ta, ta, ta. Siempre así para hablar de propósito, pero siempre va con can. In Spanish, we can use something similar, but we don't use can. Simplemente para cambiar. But in English, so I can, so you can, so she can. Right? Is to declare the purpose of something. For example, you say, I'm learning English so I can travel to the States and feel more comfortable. I'm studying English so I can get a better job in the future. Yeah? So I can. That's the way you declare purpose. You can also say to. I'm studying English to get a better job. I'm studying English to travel. Or you can say, so I can. Same thing. Same difference. All right, let's read this last one page and then we call it a night. Let's read this one. It says here, I'm planning on staying frozen a lot longer, like 1,000 years, because by then things will be really interesting. Any questions here?
Yeah, teacher, by a lot longer.
Again, with the distance, okay? Longer. Distance and time, both are long, okay? A lot longer. Pay attention to this. Plan on. Normally plan with the preposition on. And after preposition, always ing, right? Planning on staying, planning on cooking. What are you planning on doing on the weekend? On the weekend, I'm planning on going to visit my Aunt Lucy. She's going to make me a sancocho. So I'm going to Bello. That's where I grew up. I'm going to Bello, a town near Medellín. It's, is 18 kilometers away from my house. So I'm going back to Bello so I can eat a delicious sancocho that my aunt is going to cook for us because she offered. And she knows how to make a good sancocho, a killer sancocho. So I'm going to eat a ton of sancocho on Sunday. That's what I'm going to do and play some parchisi. I'm planning on playing some parchisi because she loves to play parchisi. Okay. I'm planning on carrying some money because she likes to play parchisi, but she likes to bet on every game. And she's a very good player, or she is very tricky too. And she always wins. So I always go and pay for the sancocho.
Teacher, what is this? Parchisi? What is that?
Parchisi is parqués. Have you ever played?
No.
Parqués? No? Okay, so it's a
I'm gonna
game where
Google.
you have
Google
tokens, and you just toss two dice, dos dados, and you count the number of points in spaces. And you have to go around a track, and then eventually there's a place called heaven, and then it's where you finish. And you have to go around, and if another person falls in the same space as you, they send you back to the origin, to jail. And then you have to score doubles, like double one, double
So-
two, double three to come out again.
Show
And that's
an
the way you
image.
play. That's the way you
Teacher.
play. What?
It's better show an image.
I'm gonna send her a video, a tutorial, YouTube tutorial, how to play Parcheesi.
Es como el juego de la oca, teacher.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's similar to the Oka. Is throws the dice. We feature, what do you say?
Token.
With the token, you move the casillas, fields. I don't know.
Spaces.
Spaces, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Similar
you.
to el
I
juego de
got
la
it.
oca.
Yeah, I have idea.
Yeah, my aunt loves playing Parcheesi. I only
But-
play Parcheesi when I go there.
But the Oka game is, I think, is with person in scale, no? Parcheesi is a table game,
Ah, interesting.
no?
Yeah,
I-
maybe.
I'm not-
I know, yes, Parcheesi is a board game played on a table with family, like maximum 6 players can play.
Yeah, we have a play like board game. That is, we call it serpientes y escaleras.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if
well,
you, maybe it's like that.
yeah, ladders
Yeah.
and what are those? Tubes and ladders, I think is the name. Yeah, but here, the challenge there is not to fall through the tube, right? That's the challenge. The challenge here is not to let another person land on the same space as you, because then you return. Another person landing on the same space as you returns you back to your origin. Everybody has a place of origin around the board. And so they send you back, we say, to jail. They send you back to jail. And you're in jail, effectively, until you score doubles. When you score doubles, you can bring your token out again and start again. Sometimes they eat you. We call it eat. They eat you and send you back again and again and again. It's terrible. But my wife is very good. My aunt is really good. I just love doing this with them, so they're happy. And I'm not willing to go any further than that, though, because who knows how much human beings will have evolved by then. Okay. I'm not willing. What is the meaning?
Willing.
I'm
Willing,
not willing.
willing how their meaning.
It's like the be better.
Something to make the action, to make the action and take action about something.
Yeah, to be willing is to want.
Hmm.
I'm not willing to go any further is I don't want to go any further. Any further is más allá. Pay attention, this is further, and far can be also farther, but for distance. Pay attention to something very interesting I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to write this, I'm going to type this in the chat. Pay attention. We have far for distance, okay? And the comparative is farther. Look at that in the note. Look at that in the chat of this meeting. Far has a comparative farther for distance. Far has the comparative further for other things that are not distance. Más allá. Más allá puede ser más allá, o más intensidad, mucho más duro, further. O también puede ser más allá en el futuro, further. En ese aspecto se diferencian la distancia y el tiempo. Que en distancia es farther, en tiempo es further. Algo interesante. Y siempre que ustedes piensen en ir más allá, pero que no implica distancia, siempre va a ser further, el segundo, con U. Farther es únicamente más allá en distancia. Yeah, that's interesting to me, at least. So I'm not willing to go any further. No quiero ir más allá than that.
Further than the die or further than the die. Algo más allá de la muerte.
Any further is not. Oh, that's the afterlife.
This doesn't apply.
I mean, like, people don't think about that as the possibility of further because it's the unknown. Como es desconocido, como que en realidad no entra ahí como a la percepción de que sigue. Entonces, en español, de pronto sí, o sea, eso también revela, Nancy, the way that we think about life, death, concepts like that, abstract concepts. Maybe in Spanish, we're more inclined to believe that that's a continuation. And maybe people that think in English, they think that there's no continuation, that's the end. Okay, so it's maybe a thing that has a lot to do with religious traditions and things like that. But for them, it doesn't exist like the further life. No, it's the afterlife. There's always that like after, later than that. Though, remember, though is but, because who knows how much human beings will have evolved by then. Look at that. Early human. And flash, look at them. They have tentacles. Interesting. Who wants to read this? Anybody?
I'm planning on staying frozen a lot longer. Like 1,000 years, because by then things will be really interesting. I'm not willing to go any further than that. So, because who knows how much humans being will have involved by then.
Yeah, human beings is one thing. Human beings. And pay attention to the pronunciation here. Pronounce again.
So,
Though.
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 Dog.
Though.
Dog.
Though. No hay nada al final de la O. No hay ni O ni nada de eso. Though. Esa GH es muda. Not willing to go any further than that, though. Though. So is that final though, which is the same as but. You can also say, but I'm not willing to go any further than that. Or I'm not willing to go any further than that, though. And then you explain because who knows, blah, 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 blah. All right, guys.
Teacher, sorry.
Yes.
Could you repeat the pronunciation by have evolved by then? The last
Which
line.
one?
The last line.
Evolved. How much human beings will have evolved by then? Evolved by then.
The letter L doesn't have sound?
It does. Evolve.
It does?
Evolved. Yeah. Evolved by then.
Please give me a difference in thought and the past of teach.
Okay, the past of teach is taught. The past of think is thought. And this one is though. Taught, thought, though. Though. Also, thought, the past of think, is voiceless at the beginning. Thought. This one is voiced. Though. Though. Okay. Normally it sounds como si fuera una D, though, pero no es tan fuerte those, no. Though. Definitivamente la lengua pega contra los dientes. Though. Así suena como una D, pero pega contra los dientes. Then that though. Further than that though, because who knows? Yeah. And that is it. Juanca, Luis, Nan, Dianita, Liz, Wanda, and Berna. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege to have you, as always. These meetings to read are an opportunity to create mini lessons. You tell me what to do, and I just try to give you my best shot at trying to illuminate with new things to think about regarding the English language. There's no agenda. There's no way that we're going to go about this. We just read. Sometimes we get the gringos to come along. Normally there's Liana, but she was busy tonight. And Chuck came to the early reading, but he couldn't make it to this one because he also got busy because he has a wife. You know what happens when you have a wife, right? I'm lucky because she thinks I'm working. Kidding.
Please don't mention.
Remember,
don't
I
allow-
love my wife, okay? Because you think I hate her. What?
Exactly. Please don't mention it too loud. Because
Exactly. Don't record it on YouTube.
Because it's possible the lawyer, the attorney.
Thanks, Juan.
Oh my God,
It's too late.
Attorney at law. It's too late now. It's been happening for many days. It's on YouTube. Yeah. All right, guys. So if I get in trouble, I know I can go to any of your places, right, Luis? Luis, if I get in trouble one day.
Tomorrow
Thank you.
we'll have
Lucho, and Lucho's gonna be like, no, teacher, I don't have a teacher. Que vea que Luis, que vino el teacher con cobija y todo. No, yo teacher no tengo.
No, teacher, of course, but
Okay, now I have a couple of places to go. Maybe
Tomorrow we
Palmira,
have-
¿no? No necesito cobija para Palmira.
no,
Cobija
teacher,
cortita.
ahí al lado del
Bueno.
perrito, al lado del perrito le hacen un campito, pero se le hace.
Exacto. Al lado de Tachala. Hey, ¿qué pasó con el dueño de Tachala? ¿No volvió? ¿Lo tachamos? Ok. Ya tocó tachar al dueño de Tachala. All right, guys. So see ya tomorrow.
Tomorrow we have
Tomorrow at
we
6.
will
At
have
6? Okay.
the
6.
Wimpy Kid or
I'm waiting for someone to share the episode of Curb, but this person, his mom is sick. I told him again today, and he's like, "Oh, my mom is sick. Yes, I forgot." If he shares the episode, we go back to Larry. If not, we have to continue with Wimpy.
Okay, will be fun. I love the current enthusiasm.
Oh, Curb Enthusiasm is great. Yeah,
I really love this series.
it
you
is
know.
good. It is really good. We'll try. We'll see. But anyway, tomorrow we meet at 6. Okay, tomorrow is at 6. See you tomorrow, and I think that tomorrow we're gonna get either Liana or Chuck or both of them. All right. So be good. Enjoy yourselves tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Hello,
Bye.
teacher.
Take care.
See ya.